Some people don't lose themselves because life becomes difficult. They lose themselves because one public failure convinces them they were never valuable in the first place. A company rejects them. A business collapses. A relationship ends. A dream disappears. And suddenly, they begin measuring their entire worth by one painful moment. But here's the question. What if the thing you cried over losing was the very thing quietly destroying your future? What if rejection isn't always punishment? What if, sometimes, it's protection wearing the mask of heartbreak? Today's story is about a young man who believed one mistake had ruined his entire life. He thought the world had closed its doors forever. But years later, he would discover that the worst day of his life was actually the day his real life began. In the mountain town of Eldamere lived a young engineer named Nathan Cole. Nathan was 28 years old, quiet, honest, and deeply devoted to his work. Unlike many engineers who dreamed of designing skyscrapers or luxury resorts, Nathan loved bridges. Not because they were beautiful, but because they connected people. Every bridge meant children could reach school safely. Farmers could carry their harvest. Families could visit one another. To Nathan, a bridge wasn't made of steel and concrete. It was made of trust. Every morning before sunrise, he drove through the valley to the regional engineering office. His co-workers joked that Nathan cared more about blueprints than vacations. Maybe they were right. Because Nathan believed something simple. If I build something that lasts longer than I do, then maybe my life mattered. He wasn't wealthy. He didn't own expensive cars. His apartment overlooked an old railway instead of the city skyline. But every evening he slept peacefully, because every completed project reminded him he was becoming someone. Then came Riverstone Bridge, the largest project of Nathan's career. The bridge would connect two isolated communities separated by a dangerous river. For decades, people had crossed using small wooden boats. Every rainy season, someone drowned. Every year, children missed school because the river became impossible to cross. This bridge wasn't just another assignment. It would change thousands of lives. Nathan poured everything into it. Late nights, early mornings, endless calculations. Weeks became months. Months became 2 years. Every bolt, every cable, every support beam felt like part of his own future. Construction finally ended. The entire town gathered for the opening ceremony. Children waved flags. Musicians played. The mayor gave speeches. Reporters crowded around cameras. Nathan stood quietly near the back. He didn't enjoy attention. He simply wanted to watch people cross safely for the first time. Then, everything changed. Just minutes before the ribbon-cutting ceremony, one of the bridge's safety monitoring sensors triggered an emergency alarm. Bright red warning lights flashed. Sirens echoed across the valley. Police immediately stopped everyone from crossing. Within seconds, the celebration transformed into confusion. Reporters began filming. Officials started shouting. Nobody knew what had happened. Nathan rushed toward the monitoring station. His heart pounded so hard he could barely breathe. He checked the system, then checked it again. The warning indicated unusual stress near one of the main support sections. Protocol demanded immediate closure. No exceptions. The bridge never opened. News spread faster than truth ever could. By sunset, social media already had its villain. The engineer failed. Millions wasted. Unsafe construction. Government incompetence. Nathan's photograph appeared everywhere. Comment sections filled with insults from people who had never seen the bridge. Some called him careless. Others called him a fraud. No investigation had even begun. But public opinion had already reached its verdict. The following morning, Nathan entered the engineering office. Silence. Co-workers avoided eye contact. Some whispered. Others simply looked away. Hours later, his supervisor called him inside. The room felt colder than usual. "We've decided." The supervisor began carefully. "To place you on indefinite suspension while the investigation continues." Nathan stared at him. "I followed every safety protocol." "I know," the supervisor replied softly. "But the public needs accountability." Nathan understood immediately. They didn't need answers. They needed someone to blame. And he happened to be standing closest to the problem. When Nathan walked out carrying a small cardboard box containing his belongings, employees watched through office windows. Nobody stopped him. Nobody defended him. Because fear has an unfortunate habit. of making good people remain silent. Nathan placed the box into his old pickup truck, started the engine, then simply sat there, unable to drive, unable to think, unable to imagine who he was, without the work that had defined him for nearly a decade. That evening, he removed every framed engineering certificate from his apartment wall, one by one, until only empty nail holes remained. He couldn't bear looking at reminders of the man he believed no longer existed. Outside, rain began falling against the windows. Inside, something much heavier was collapsing. Not his career, his identity. 3 days later, Nathan left his apartment before sunrise. Not because he had somewhere to go, but because staying inside made the silence unbearable. Without realizing it, he found himself walking toward Riverstone Bridge. The area had already been fenced off. Warning signs surrounded the entrance. Construction equipment sat abandoned. The bridge looked exactly as it had on opening day. Beautiful, silent, empty. Nathan stood there for several minutes. Then he noticed someone sitting beneath the bridge. An elderly man. Painting. Not repairing machinery. Not inspecting concrete. Simply, painting. The old man carefully captured the bridge on canvas as morning mist floated across the river. Nathan frowned. Why would anyone paint this? The old man smiled without looking up. Because people only paint what they think they understand. Nathan shook his head. There's nothing beautiful here anymore. The old man finally lifted his eyes. No? I see a bridge. You see a failure. I wonder which of us is actually looking. Nathan felt strangely irritated. He turned to leave. Then the old man asked one question. Tell me. When did you decide that one unfinished chapter had become your entire story? Nathan stopped walking. For reasons he couldn't explain. He couldn't answer. If you enjoy this video so far, subscribe for part 2.